are 12 household items that you can scrap instead of just throwing away and make some money with. I want to show you some of the things that you can look out for that you may not think of or may not notice. Christmas lights, holiday lights, whatever you want to call them. You know, listen, you use these for a few years, you don't like the colors, you get new ones. These all have copper inside. Now you want to talk to your scrapyard, make sure they buy them. Some scrapyards don't, but holiday lights, great item to go after. This may not look like it anymore, but this was a chandelier. Had, light coming from the bottom of it, but this is a nice piece of brass. Again, don't throw it away. You can scrap this at your local yard. What happens if you don't like the old faucet on your sink and you want to change it out? Do you let the plumber take the old one? No, of course not. This is 3 or 4 pounds, and depending on the price, this could be up to $10 piece of brass. So that's another item that you want to be able to save. Just to give you a different perspective, here are some kitchen sinks opposed to maybe a bathroom sink. Again, more items to look out for that you can scrap right from your own home. A hose spigot. These are some of the older ones. Sometimes plumbers come in and they give you those new freeze-proof ones. So if they're ever switching these hose spigots out, again, a nice piece of brass for you to be able to get in and scrap it. Let's say you had that old tire and you bought an extra one, or you took the spare from a vehicle you no longer have. This is a nice aluminum rim, and this is another item. If you can't resell it, you definitely can scrap it, bring it to your scrap yard, get some cash for that aluminum. Another good item. Always have the tire off though, because the scrap yards, they're not gonna want that. Ceiling fan motor. This is on the bottom. This is spinning from the top. So you had these pieces with the light. Nice clean. You get those fan blades off because they're normally made of wood or plastic. This is an electric motor, and this is an item that you can bring to the scrapyard as well. My grandma, my parents, they love saving this old silverware, right? The silverware. We got it for our wedding, and we're gonna have it in the family forever until you don't. While this is silver coated, what it is normally worth is only the metal that's underneath. So by scratching it, it's either gonna be brass or copper, but this is an item that you can bring to your scrapyard. If you're gonna go to a pawn shop to try to sell a silver bowl like this, unless it says Tiffany's on it or some rare type of a thing, they made these, they spit these out in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. There's not enough of these, there's too many of these out there for this to be rare. It's just gonna be scrap. You see these different computers. Now your old laptop, look at this old Dell. This thing is years and years old. Now these old laptops, they can be scrapped. Things that you want to keep in mind before you scrap the laptop: wipe the data off of it. And if you don't know how to do that, you want to be able to sell to a yard that tells you that they're going to wipe the data off and can prove it. If you don't know that, you can always take the hard drives out of these units, tear them up, put some holes in them, hit them with the hammer so your data is destroyed. This way it's all mashed up, bring it to the yard. Some people will actually drill these through, but some of these solid state hard drives you don't want to drill anymore, but there's some other things that you can go and scrap and make more money for these at the yard. This is an all-in-one computer, and you can know that just by the ports that are on the back here. Most scrap yards are not going to want monitors, but an all-in-one that has a hard drive, power supply, and a motherboard, this can be worth money. Just be careful, because when it just does smash, you don't want to get cut on any of the glass that could go on your fingers. That old battery that you change your car or motorcycle with, that's an item. Some places partner up with places like Lowe's or Home Depot, and they say lead battery recycling drop-off center. Of course Lowe's wants to take this for free, but you're not going to get money for it. They might recycle it themselves, but they're giving you an outlet. You can take this to a scrapyard and get a few bucks for it. So whether it's an old motorcycle battery, ATV, car, or truck, if it's a lead acid battery, just another item that's in your house that can get out. They say that you need to throw everything out, including the kitchen sink, and sure enough, here's a kitchen sink. And this is something that you can get scrapped, whether it's in a kitchen remodel, a utility room remodel. Take the brass off the top, scrap this sink, and now you got everything out of your house, including the kitchen sink.